When you betray a good heart, it doesn't explode immediately. It leaves quietly and comes back louder later. At first, nothing seems to happen. No instant karma, no dramatic consequence, no lightning strike moment of regret. In fact, the person who betrayed often feels free. Free from responsibility, free from accountability, free from someone who loved them deeply. But what they don't realize is this: you can walk away from a good heart, but you can't outrun what it gave you. Because good hearts don't just love you, they see you, they believe in you, they choose you with sincerity. And when you lose that kind of love, you don't feel it immediately. You feel it later. Later, when attention feels shallow. Later, when loyalty feels rare. Later, when connections feel transactional. Later, when silence feels heavier than expected. Betraying a good heart doesn't hurt right away. It hurts when comparison begins. And in this video, we're going to talk about why the consequences of betraying someone genuine don't show up instantly, but always return when life gets real. 1. What makes a good heart irreplaceable? A good heart is rare, not because kindness is rare, but because consistency is. A good heart doesn't love you only when it's convenient. It doesn't stay only when things are exciting. It doesn't disappear when you're difficult. A good heart stays steady. It defends you in rooms you're not in. It forgives mistakes without keeping score. It chooses honesty even when lies would be easier. And that's the part people underestimate. Because when someone loves you deeply and sincerely, it starts to feel normal, expected, guaranteed, permanent. You stop being amazed by it. You assume they'll always understand, always wait, always give another chance. But here's the quiet truth. You can only take genuine love for granted until it's no longer yours. When someone with a good heart leaves, they don't leave chaos behind. They leave absence. And absence of sincerity is loud. You begin to notice the difference in small moments. The way new conversations feel surface level, the way loyalty feels conditional, the way effort feels calculated instead of natural. A good heart doesn't just give affection, it gives safety, and once you've experienced emotional safety, nothing artificial can replace it. 2. Why people betray a good heart and don't feel it yet. People don't usually betray good hearts because they're evil. They betray them because they're immature, because good hearts are patient, and patience can be mistaken for weakness, because good hearts forgive, and forgiveness can be mistaken for permission, because good hearts stay, and staying can be mistaken for they'll never leave. So the betrayal doesn't always start dramatically. It starts subtly. Taking longer to respond, testing boundaries, entertaining attention elsewhere, hiding small truths, and when the good heart senses it, they don't explode, they communicate, they try to understand, they give one more chance, and that's when the betrayer feels powerful, because nothing collapses immediately, no immediate consequence, no instant loss. They think, I can do this and still keep them. But what they don't see is that every act of betrayal slowly drains the one thing that made the relationship special: trust. And trust, once fractured, doesn't always scream. Sometimes it quietly prepares to leave. The betrayer doesn't feel the damage yet, because the good heart is still there, still loving, still trying, still hoping. And that illusion of security delays regret. 3. The day the good heart stops fighting. There's a moment most people miss. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's not announced. It's the day the good heart gets tired, not angry, not vengeful, just tired. Tired of explaining what should be understood. Tired of forgiving what keeps repeating. Tired of loving someone who treats loyalty like an option. And when that exhaustion settles in, something changes. The good heart stops arguing, stops over-explaining, stops chasing reassurance. They become calm, and that calmness is dangerous, not for them, but for the one who betrayed them. Because once a good heart emotionally detaches, they don't leave in chaos, they leave in clarity. They no longer beg to be chosen. They no longer compete for attention. They no longer try to prove their worth. They simply step back. And at first, the betrayer may still feel in control, because there's no fight, no dramatic goodbye. But what they don't realize is this: the moment a good heart stops fighting for you, you've already lost them. 4. When replacement doesn't feel the same. At first, life moves on. New conversations, new attention, new excitement, and for a while it feels distracting enough to avoid reflection, because attention is easy to find, but sincerity isn't. That's when comparison begins. Not consciously, not intentionally, but subtly. The new person laughs, but it doesn't feel as safe. They show interest, but it feels conditional. They stay, but only when it benefits them. And that's when the memory of the good heart starts resurfacing, not because of nostalgia, but because depth is rare. The betrayer begins noticing what used to be effortless, how loyalty didn't need to be requested, how forgiveness wasn't weaponized, how love didn't feel like a transaction. And suddenly, the silence from the good heart feels heavier than expected, because good hearts don't leave damage behind. They leave absence, and absence of genuine love exposes everything that was taken for granted. That's when regret starts forming, slowly, painfully, honestly. 5. Why it always comes back later. Betraying a good heart doesn't always punish you immediately. It waits. It waits until the distractions fade, until the excitement settles, until you're no longer surrounded by noise, and then it returns, not as drama, but as realization. Realization that not everyone loves with patience, not everyone forgives without ego, not everyone stays loyal when it's inconvenient. You start remembering the small things. How they checked in without being asked, how they defended you when you weren't there, how they chose you, even when you didn't deserve it. And that's when it hits. You didn't just lose a person, you lost someone who loved you without strategy. And the hardest part, by the time the regret becomes clear, the good heart has already healed. They're no longer waiting for apologies, no longer hoping you'll change. No longer emotionally available in the way they once were, because good hearts don't come back the same once they've been betrayed. They learn, they grow, they protect themselves better next time, and that's why it always comes back later. Not because of revenge, but because comparison exposes what you once had, and once you truly understand the value of what you betrayed, it's usually too late to reclaim it. If you've ever been the good heart in someone's story, I hope you understand something tonight. Your love was not foolish. Your loyalty was not weakness. Your patience was not stupidity. You loved deeply because that's who you are, not because they deserved unlimited chances. And if someone betrayed you, that betrayal says more about their readiness than your worth. Good hearts don't lose. They learn. They may cry, they may break, they may question themselves, but they walk away with integrity. And one day, when the person who betrayed them finally understands what they lost, the good heart is no longer waiting, not out of pride, but out of growth. Because once a sincere heart heals, it never returns to a place where it wasn't valued. So if you are that good heart, don't harden, just become wiser. Protect your depth, but never lose it. The world is starving for sincerity. If this message resonated with you, like this video. If you believe good hearts deserve better, comment, "I won't shrink my heart," if you've learned your worth the hard way. Subscribe for more deep conversations about love, loyalty, emotional intelligence, and protecting your peace. And share this with someone who needs to understand. Betraying a good heart doesn't hurt immediately. It hurts when you realize you'll never find that kind of love again. Stay sincere, stay aware, and never apologize for loving deeply.